And welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and yes, you are watching here on the screen supposedly tropical storm Zeta. Supposed to get back to a hurricane, and it looks very promising for sure. Let's go ahead and bring in Albie because I see Albie there in the background, so they bring in Albie. Yo, Albie,
What's up, man?
what's going on, dude?
It's all right. Just chilling out here.
All right. Yeah, just looking at the storm right now. Storm looks crazy looking. It looks so elongated, right? It looks so big. It feels like it's building a defense barrier around it. Like this is like a defense barrier, and then the
Yeah,
hurricane is gonna be like
yeah,
right in the middle. So it's like you got like a feeder band that's protecting the system that's trying to give it some 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 space and leeway to get its act together and become a bigger system than what it is right now, and it's trying to get its act together. I see the last frames. We're going to be monitoring it tonight, so we'll see from right now. You see how it looks. Let's see how it's going to look in a few hours.
yeah.
Usually the storm has done some crazy shit. It's done some crazy shit for real. Um, but yeah, man, we're gonna do some psychic readings. If anyone comes through, we'll do their readings. If not, oh well, it's their loss of a free reading, right? So
Yeah.
can't can't do much if they don't come through. So, but I'm gonna do like an hour show now just to get myself situated a little bit and probably be on for like an hour or two. Depends how I feel, because I've been having a on and off day today. Um, I'm here like I'm kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like a seesaw. That's how I feel. Um, I have like I couldn't sleep last night. Like I finally fell asleep like at like 5:30 in the morning. 5:30 in the morning. Then I woke up again like around 9:30. Then I fell back to sleep, and then I woke up around 12. And I was like, nah, I can't sleep all morning like this. I don't like that. Like, I hope my insomnia is not coming back again. It's like I hate when it happens. Like then I can't sleep at night, and I take medicine to help me sleep at night. That's the crazy shit. And I was like, I couldn't sleep. I was just, I don't know. I was trying to go to sleep. I couldn't. Then when I finally fell asleep, then I did fall asleep. I just felt probably like my room wasn't cold enough, I guess, because I have to sleep in a certain temperature in the room. So you know how some people like it warm and they sleep like that, and like for me, I like it cool. I don't like to sleep in the warm because my body radiates heat at night. So
Yeah.
I like to be like cold. So I had my window open, but I don't think it was cold enough, and like I didn't feel cold enough and to feel
Mm.
comfortable to sleep. So somehow I was like, fuck it. I turned on my AC, and then my AC kicked in and cooled off the room, and then I was able to fall asleep.
Hmm. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, because I have to be in the cold. That's the thing. My body, I need the cold. That's why I'm good for like Alaska. I wish I was like I wasn't disabled and fucked up. Like if I was like fit like how I was when I was young, man, I would have loved to live in Alaska. I would have loved to live like probably like in the deep woods of Maine, and like kind of like in the outback, have my own like log cabin, my own wooden stove. I can control, my surroundings and where I'm at. Like I like the outdoors, like the great outdoors and nature. And I always felt like, man, it would have been nice, if I wasn't fucked up and I wasn't like, just go hear my backup. All right, you there, Albie? Hopefully you're there. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, now my internet is acting whack again.
Man, I was acting wacky too, man.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, they really, like, they're messing, They're messing around again. I'm getting kind of, like, fed up. And it's only with StreamYard, too. It's only with StreamYard that's happens. So there's nothing wrong with my internet.
Right.
Fucking crazy, man. That's why I always have to have my phone nearby, my cell phone, so I can come on as a second channel, as the backup in case my internet goes down. Well, not my internet, but the fucking Streamlabs goes down. It's like
Yeah.
when you talk about certain things, it just drops out. That's just so fucking annoying already.
Yeah.
That's why I still want to go back to Zoom. I still want to go back to Zoom.
Zoom is a lot better. There's nothing to do that. Zoom's a whole lot better.
Yeah, Zoom is 1,000 times better. Hold on, let me mute this. Okay, that should work. It should be muted. Let me see, is it? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so back from that. That's why I leave Smokey the Cat on, because it's a backup and it tends to not drop out when I have like Smokey the Cat with me. Like he protects from the internet dropping out, and if it drops out, he backs up and he comes through. So Smokey the Cat, you look at him, he has the third eye, and it's a marijuana leaf too.
Yeah.
You notice? So let's go ahead and bring back the screen here because we were really interrupted. So this storm, I feel like it's forming like a defense barrier around it. You see, it's like look at all this moisture behind. Look at behind it. This is the crazy shit. And all this moisture when it pulls up, when it comes up to, if it's gonna hook, so it's gonna get portions of New Orleans, probably like Louisiana, this portion south, but it's gonna come across. So it's gonna probably make two landfalls. It'll probably make one in like the southern portion here of Louisiana, and then the southern and eastern part of Louisiana, and then it's gonna probably come across like around Mississippi, Alabama, around this area. So this area right here is still not the woods. I feel like it's still gonna come to this area because it's gonna do like one of this, and then there's gonna be a front coming through here. It's gonna pick it up, and then it's gonna just bring it across, and then all this rain you see back here is gonna be all on top of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, you're gonna get a lot of rain out of this, and portions of Georgia, Alabama. This is a lot of rain coming, and don't get it twisted. But there's a system down here, and it's right in here. It's like it's trying to get its act together. It's like it was down here. Now there's another area low that's probably trying to develop a little bit above it, and it's trying to get its act together. It's trying to like get going again. And it has like a kind of like a area of like a barrier where it has like it can develop, and there's nothing that's going to interrupt the storm. So let's see what happens. I hope it doesn't turn into like one of those like hyper canes where like Harvey did, like out here. Like it went from like something like this, and it turned into a category 5. We don't want that. And this is the time that it can happen. So I hope it doesn't happen, but we got to keep our eyes on it. It has an opportunity to get back to a hurricane, and it probably could be maybe a cat 1 to a cat 2 making landfall. If it gets its act together, like I'll let you know by tonight, because there is thunderstorms that are developing around the system. So right now it's just getting off of Mexico and it's going right into the coast, and it's in warm waters, so it can get its act together again and pull itself up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens through the evening. That's one. This is another that I have here. We could actually, let's change this. Well, actually, let me go back over here. I want to change something. Give me one sec. Dun, dun, dun. So satellite, data, so visible. Let's go to the future. Let's go region. We're gonna go with let's go with the Eastern United States. Okay, because this storm here is gonna bring snow to certain persons here in the Northeast. Okay. So, and it's gonna bring heavy rain to like your area in your neck of the woods. So we're gonna move this forward, and let's go ahead and actually get a little zoom in here. Get into United States. There we go. So actually, you know what? I need to get a little bit more down. So let's just leave that the way it is. So let's go ahead and bring in the system. They're predicting the storm to get down to about a 975. It might be a little lower because it stays 976 and it's halfway in the Gulf of Mexico and it stays to 975 and then 975 making landfall. I don't know. I think it might get a little stronger than that. And then it's going to come up. You see where it makes landfall is right at New Orleans, but I feel like it's going to probably be more towards the right side of it. So it's gonna like clip it, and then it's gonna make like a secondary landfall, like around Mississippi, Alabama. That's why I think is where it's gonna go, and then it's gonna cross up here, and then it's gonna bring a lot of rain to areas that we need rain and stuff. So rain is good. Just rain just brings me pain. That's all. Then you got the storm coming through. Look at the thunderstorms that it just creates as soon as before it makes landfall. Look at freaking Tennessee. Tennessee is just getting like hammered with rain. They're gonna get hammered with rain, and then it's a low pressure. Actually, it's like a tropical storm. By the time it gets to Virginia, and then it makes its way off of Jersey, and Jersey is gonna see a lot of rain out of this, and you up there, Albie, you're gonna get heavy rain, and once it's only gonna be a not a long like amount of rain. It's just gonna be like a good half a day of rain that's gonna come through, and then look at the snow in New York, like because the cold. You see the isobars on the top, the blue isobars. The blue is the cold and the red is the warmth. Okay, so as you can see, it touches a part where like the blue infiltrates the storm, and then it starts turning into snow. I might see snow out of the system, and this is on the 30th. So right before Halloween. Let's see. See, it's not cold enough for you to get snow, but you're gonna get a lot of rain, Albie, because it's just gonna creep up on that way. It's just gonna get just enough for a few hours. I would say like a good maybe 12 hours of rain, maybe a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like starting Thursday around like six in the morning. I would say more like 10 in the morning, like 9, 10 in the morning. It's gonna start raining, and then it's not gonna stop, and it's gonna rain until midnight. It'll stop raining the next day, like around 6, 7 in the morning. The rain should stop on your side, and then on my side, I'm gonna get rain starting on Thursday around 6 o'clock in the evening. And that's Thursday, and then Friday at midnight, the system will be off of New Jersey, and it's just going to bring us a good amount of rain, which we do need. New York is going to get some good rain out of this, and then as the storm is pulling off, you can see the cold air from the north, from Canada, is pumping into the storm, and it's leaving a good amount of snow. New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts is gonna get snow. New York is gonna get a good little snowfall. I think the winter is gonna be like Massachusetts, especially like Springfield. They're gonna get a good amount of snow. Not like crazy snow, but just a good, just a good, like it'll cover a little bit. And it's that time of the year that we get these type of little systems that come through, and it brings a little snow, and I actually I love snow, so like I don't mind it snowing, like let it snow, and then it pulls off, and then we gotta monitor because it's another system that comes through, like a low pressure system, and this can bring snow also to certain portions in the Northeast because there's a lot of like there's still cold weather that's gonna come behind it, and it's gonna bring a big cool down to my area on November 3rd. So this is the election, the day before the election, and then election on there is November 3rd, Tuesday, and yeah, it's just gonna be cold. It's gonna be cool, and it's gonna be windy up here in the Northeast. And then we're just this what I'm doing is rocking. That's what's called rocking. When I go back and forth, it's just because I'm seeing where the isobars are and seeing where the fronts are and what's pushing and what's coming. And you can see a little pressure is trying to form right off the coast of Florida. That's unique. It just started coming across right at the end, like right there. You see like a low pressure trying to circulate right off of here, off of Florida, and it's trying to creep up the coastline. You see, low pressure develops right here in North Carolina, Virginia, and it's gonna try to creep up like a nor'easter. I think this year we're gonna get plenty nor'easters here in New England, up in the Northeast, because a lot of these storms see how it's just coming up like a little nor'easter, like not a nor'easter, but it's like that's how nor'easters do. They creep up like that, and then it's like look at this high pressure and look at all this cold weather back here. Oof. I mean, that snowfall that hit Colorado, because they had a lot of crazy fires out there in Colorado. And yo, at least like the fires are under like more under control now. Let me see if I could just okay, this is a different all right. Um okay, let's just leave that back on that one, and I'll just switch this over. Let's just get it out of here. And we'll go with let's go with the visible high res. System has an eye. It has a center. You can see it right here. That's the center of the system. So it does has an area and the storms are starting to blow up. Like you see around the center, storms are starting to blow up. See right here, it's not so like not many storms, but right at the end, like the last frames. Here, let me take control here. Like the last frames right here, you see how it blows up.
Yeah.
So the system is trying to strengthen. Like it lost a lot of its energy going over land, and that's good. But the storm still has opportunity. See how I'm rocking it? Like it has like a barrier. All this back here is a barrier. So the center is right here. Like all this is an area where it can develop again and get itself together, and nothing's gonna interrupt it, and it'll have a great opportunity to strengthen. And I don't like the last images because it looked like the storms just started blowing up around the center, and that's a sign of the system developing. The eye of the system is right in here. Right, and here's the center of the tropical storm, and you can see it's just starting to wrap itself up with the thunderstorms. So overnight tonight is going to be a very important time frame for the storm to get its act together. As I'm looking at it right here, it has a really good opportunity to do it. And the storm, it still looks like a buzzsaw. You know what a buzzsaw is? It's like a saw.
No.
So it kind of looks like a buzzsaw. And you can see the feeder bands from the backside, and you can see from within the system here. Like this is a very unique storm, man, and it's getting its act together, and it's looking like it looks like it's gonna get its act together, and it looks like a dangerous storm. And the thing it has like this defense barrier around it that it's like shielding. It shields the storms, like shield as far as like the shear winds, because there is some there's not that much shear wind right like that on the storm, so the storm has an opportunity to like really develop if it gets its act together in the warm water. Right now it's moving, I think, like at 14 miles per hour, if I'm not mistaken. um Let me see. That's the ghost 16. Let's see, we could bring it up. Right now, it's a 65 mile per hour tropical storm, pressure at 984 millibars, moving northwest at 14 miles per hour. So it's moving pretty quick. So that's probably be the bad part about the storm, because it's moving a little bit too quick. But if it slows down and it gets its act together, there's a possibility the storm could be a hurricane again, and maybe a cat 2. And it is expected to become a hurricane. It's supposed to it's supposed to bring like hurricane force conditions into northern portions, actually the northern Gulf Coast, by tomorrow. So we can see where the winds are gonna be and where it's gonna make its landfall. And you see what I mean? Like it's gonna come through here, but it's gonna clip like this portion of Louisiana, and it's gonna make a secondary landfall in Mississippi and Alabama. And I've been saying that since the beginning. I was like, I feel like it's gonna make like that landfall between Mississippi and Alabama. So let's see what happens. Let's see if I get that right. Let me see if they have any models. I know they got the warnings out. I know they're gonna have storm surge. Gonna have some storm surge out of that. And you're gonna get 4 to 6 feet in the point here of Louisiana. And if it crosses over, if it does like if it comes through here and it's going this way, so it make one landfall, but it stays out still in water, and then it makes a secondary landfall. So they're expecting 5 to 8 feet over here. So there's a possibility it might make a second landfall. That's why this is higher than here. And plus, all the storm is going to be pushing that the wind, like the winds, and it's going to push the water up upon the shore. So all these areas, all these inlets are going to get like flooding, and possibly depending how strong the storm gets, it could get a little crazier than than what it is. Um, Now that I look at the visible before the night falls, you can see the center of the storm, and then you can see the development of thunderstorms right in the southern portion of the freaking center, and it's wrapping itself up with it. So that's it looks like a donut. You feel? That's when you see it when at the last frame. Okay, pause. Let's go to the last frame. It looks like a donut. Damn, I wouldn't mind having a donut right now. They eat up a glazed donut. That's what's up. I like the French curl. Like when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I usually get me a French curl. It's my favorite. That and I like the lemon donuts, but they don't have them up here in Connecticut, which sucks. They have them in Florida, which is crazy, and they're so delicious too. Lemon donuts I like, and I like the Bavarian cream is okay, and the jelly is not so bad. I just like no, I don't eat that. Like I eat that like as a treat. Like I eat it like maybe once a month. Get me some Dunkin' Donuts. Yummy. I don't drink coffee though. And that's a coffee spot, you know what I mean? It's basically well, there are donuts, but then they push a lot of coffee. So so it's kind of like a coffee shop. Um and I just think like Starbucks is just it's way overpriced with their coffee and their treats and stuff. It's like, yeah. And their coffees like they have all these weird names for it and stuff. I'm like, why you just call it weird on these weird sizes too? Like they have like weird sizes that they call different names for like a grande and I don't know the other ones that they have because I don't drink coffee like that. I don't drink coffee like anytime if I have someone like oh you want coffee or Starbucks to go to Starbucks I'll just get a chocolate, a hot chocolate, and that's it. And hot chocolates are good. I like hot chocolate. This is the time of the year when it starts getting really cold, and when it gets really cold like this, I like to I like to get me a hot chocolate, especially like around December. I'll say December, January, February, March. That's like hot chocolate season. Like I get my hot chocolate. I make my own hot chocolate, and man, it's yummy. Get the hot chocolate with the marshmallows in it. Um, oh man, I've been watching this Halloween movie, the Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I've been watching that. I'm watching the Rob Zombie trilogy that he did. He did a part one and two, a remake of Halloween. And I saw the first part of the remake. Now I'm gonna see part two after I'm done here because it's gonna be an hour show. It's not gonna be a long show. It's just pop in and pop out and then come back in tonight. Um, I'm gonna see part two of the Halloween of the trilogy of the Rob Zombie trilogy. So, and then I'm gonna see another um, Halloween movie, and it's one of the last ones that with Jamie Lee Curtis. So I'm gonna watch that, and I have like a whole lineup of Halloween movies. I just want to get through it pretty quick because I want to return them back to the library because there might be other people that want to watch like Halloween movies too. So I just want to go through it as quick as I can and then return it back. So it's just because around this time of the year, a lot of families like to rent movies to watch. And the cool thing about our libraries here is that we can rent movies from the library, and it's free. It's free to rent movies at the library here, and all you got to do is you got to return it back. I think within 7 days, like 7 days, and then if you don't return it 7 days, then they charge you, but they only charge you I think $1 per movie per day. So it can get expensive if you have a lot of movies and you haven't returned it. So it's good to watch it pretty quick, get it out the way, and then return it. And that's what I'm doing. Then tomorrow is going to be more of the creepier movies, and then I'll finish off by watching Hocus Pocus, and that'll be a good movie to watch. I like watching Hocus Pocus for Halloween. It's such a good it's a G movie, pretty much. It's there's another one. Oh, I forgot the name of it. The one with the mice that the witches turn the kids into mice. I forgot. It's an older movie too. I forgot the name of it. Damn it. I remember because I remember when they drink a potion and then like the kids they turn into mice and I gotta remember the name. I don't remember the name at all. I'm like somebody's gonna have to help me with that. I can remember the witches the witch and like the movie, but I don't remember the name of it, which is okay. Hopefully, I'll figure it out. Sometimes my memory work it doesn't it works like that. It's like I remember things, and then there's things I don't remember. Like everything that I remember, like in my life and stuff, they play like VHS movies. Like it gets plugged in, like it gets like pushed in, and it plays. And then I remember, you know, that moment and what and that time and stuff. But if there's something that like names or movies, sometimes I'll forget the name of movies and actresses or actors' names and stuff like that. I'll forget because it's like it's not written in my memory. It's kind of like a temporary memory. And there's times that I don't remember their names. I'm like, fuck, I forgot their names. But I remember it was an English movie too. It was kind of like they filmed it in UK. For kids, they're UK. I know it was in UK, but I forgot the fucking name of the movie. I forgot the name of it. Another good movie to watch: Beetlejuice. Hit up Beetlejuice Halloween. You gotta watch it. Watch your scary movies. If you have any scary movies, or if you're able to come across any scary movies and stuff, man, help yourself and watch it. It's the time for Halloween. It's only what 4 days away, so you know it's coming fast, and I enjoy watching these movies and enjoy being at home. Um, I wouldn't put my family or any kids at risk by exposing them to people that you don't know out in the streets with the trick or treating and stuff. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, but there's a lot of sick people out there, literally sick, like sick physically and sick mentally,
yeah,
and you don't want to expose your children to sickos. I never understood Halloween. It's like you're offering your children to to strangers, and then the strangers are giving candies to kids. Ain't that like some pedophile
No,
shit?
to be less.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Then they always say don't take candies from strangers, right? But then how you want from strangers? I don't get it. That's some pedophile shit. Halloween is some pedophile shit. Like
Yeah.
it's because they always taught you in school, and your family, your parents always tell you don't take candy from strangers, don't take things from strangers and stuff. Oh yeah, but in Halloween it's fine. No, here's my
Mm-hmm.
kid. He's dressed up too. Give him candy. Like I don't know. I always felt like Halloween is just a weird holiday as far as like offering yourself to strangers. Offering yourself to people you don't know. Uh,
That's very dangerous.
yeah, it is. Shit, if you want candy, I always go fucking to the store and buy a fucking bag of candy. Here you go, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I can buy
Like your
candy.
brother would. That's something what your brother would do. He's like he'll just go buy a bag of candies. He make sure he gets some for himself, and then he gives the rest of the kids. He's like, here you go. Yeah, happy Halloween. Now go watch some movies. You know? And
Yeah.
it's the safest thing because they don't need to be out and about like that.
No, especially when you're not supervising them.
Yeah, it's not
Because
safe like
anybody
that.
can kidnap kids.
Kids still get kidnapped. Kids still get like molested. There's like that shit's still real. That shit's scary and it's creepy. It's just like, come on, man. Let me see something. I want to see the recon. See where they're at. Where are they? Okay, they just
Yeah.
left Mississippi. All right, they're going. The mission just started. They just messed. They just left. They're heading towards Louisiana. They're going towards the storm now, so they don't have readings yet. They're taking readings around Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama. That's where they're at right now.
Hmm.
But they're en route. So you see status en route. So they don't have any information on the storm. They're not in the storm right now, but they're going to the storm. They're just taking measurements off the coast before heading out to the storm. Let's go with the. Let me see something with the long range. IR. This will tell me a lot about the storm. Yeah, give it a second to load up. You see what I mean? Look at the center and look at the bottom, how it just blew up in storms. I'll hit pause right there. Look, you see? There's the center right here. And look at the storms, how it just blew up right underneath. And this is gonna wrap around. So all this is the storm right here. So the storm's gonna have an opportunity to get its act together, man. To predict the strength is gonna be the next 8 hours is important for the storm. If it's gonna get its act together, it's gonna get its act together within the next 8 hours.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it's just gonna be a hurricane, but it's not gonna be anything crazy. But it can get crazy because this storm has the opportunity. Like it kind of reminds me of Harvey a little bit, where it came out and it's like it has the opportunity to. I don't want to be a Harvey like because that would be so fucking crazy. Oh man, you don't want that. Like, let's go back here. Let me see the visible shortwave. Yeah, you see how the thunderstorms just blew up right underneath. And you see that rotation, man. Look at that rotation. Ooh, you see that? it's rotating like
Yeah.
super quick, Like you can see from up here, like how it's pushing downwards too. It's like it's really gonna get its act together, and this sucker, it's like it looks like it already has an eye. It's like it's not. It's just the center of the system. It's not. It's not really a defined eye wall yet, but that is the center of the system. So the sucker has great opportunity to get its act together. Let's see the water vapor real quick. Yeah, look how it just blew up in the water vapor. You see this here off of Texas? This is what's going to be coming across, and it's going to be picking up the storm, and it's going to be dumping it. That's what's going to pick it up, but like it has a barrier. See, all this is like a barrier around the storm. So now the storm has like an area where it can develop on its own with no interruption. That's freaking. That's I haven't seen that. This I'm telling you, this season has been so fucking unique. It's been crazy this season. Like it feels like it's so manipulated. Like the storms, it looks so manipulated. And the storm is right in here. This little ball right here. That's what's going to be the hurricane. But it has this outer band and as protecting the system, and then the center of the system is here. So if it gets its act together, it gets a lot of thunderstorms together real quick because that's what it's doing right now. It's going to get thunderstorms real quick develop. I'm telling you right now, the next 8 hours is critical. Eight. I would say 8 to 12 hours is critical for this hurricane, for this tropical storm to really develop. And look how like along here, how just storms are just developing out of nowhere. And of course, around Florida, they just pop up storms. So it's like it's feeding the area. Let's see something here. Let me see the true colors come out. See the nightfall is about nice. Yeah, it's getting dark out here now. It gets dark early, but you can see the center right in there. Right? The storm has a chance. It does has a chance. So let's see what happens. It's in the Gulf of Mexico now, and if it's gonna go to Louisiana and then curve over to Mississippi, Alabama, right into here, so it's gonna do like a hook. It's gonna hook this way and then come whoop right into here. So let's go into the infrared. Well, actually, let's see the visible high res again. Just want to take a couple of looks at here. I'm gonna wrap up the show in about 8 minutes, 7 minutes. I'll wrap up the show just to make an hour show.
Okay.
Then I'll be back later on tonight. See how the storm is looking. See if it gained any strength. But it's trying to get its act together. It's trying to develop storms at the end. Like let me pause it here. Right at the end, there's an explosion of storms around the center. So this is trying to get itself together again. So all right, we'll see what happens. It's like let's go to the infrared. This is the long wave infrared. You see how at the end it tried to get its act together down the southern portion here? Because the storms around it was pretty weak. The center is pretty weak. So it's like it's trying to get its act together. It had an open low here, but it's trying to close itself up again and trying to wrap the storms again. And if it does that, and it's right now it's really favorable, very favorable area for rapid development. And it already has the rotation. So this sucker, and it has a block. That's what I call it. It's like I feel like this is like the officer line for the storm.
Yeah.
It's like blocking anything from disrupting it, and it's like giving it a chance to really wrap up. I mean, that's so crazy. That's some crazy shit. Like I've never seen a storm like this. Like it's just kind of like Frankensteinish. Never seen a storm like this. Like not like that. Like that. Now with this big bridge, like it's like feeder band that my goodness is super long. Like it's still back here by Cuba, and let me see if I bring up a different map here. Hold on. Look at that tail. Look where it's at.
Yeah.
It's all the way by still by Mexico. Mexico's right here. Cuba's right here. Look all of this. And it's blocking this everything from around it, so it's gonna try to give itself a chance to rapid develop.
Hold on, I gotta do something for my bro, Rick. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'll catch you tonight, man. And yeah, this storm is just gonna, the next 6, 8, 10, 12 hours is gonna really be a make or break for the system. If it gets its act together real good, then definitely this can be a Cat 2 hurricane going towards Louisiana. Not so much, I don't think New Orleans. I think it's going to be more like a Louisiana, southern port, Louisiana, and it's going to make a second landfall over by Mississippi, Alabama. Definitely, we got to see what happens in the next few hours. Like the last clip, as you can see, it didn't look so good, but then you see all the pinks that started popping up because you see no pinks, right? Then in the southern part, you start seeing big pinks popping up. So the last image, we'll get a zoom in real quick. And there you go. It is trying to strengthen again. And it's got thunderstorms trying to wrap around the center. And this is the center of the storm. And look how small the storm is. This is it. But it has that big feeder like blocking, which it's a big feeder band. But the storm is going to redevelop thunderstorms, and it'll get its act together. It'll pick up. So we'll see tonight. I'm going to wrap up the show thinking about what I'm going to eat because I'm hungry. And I'm thinking, what should I make myself to eat? I was thinking about making spaghetti and meatballs, but I'm going to save that for tomorrow because the meatballs, I already got them like pre-seasoned and like they're already they were in the freezer, but I have to like defrost them. And I don't like using the microwave to defrost my meat or anything like that. So I threw it in the refrigerator. So that's not going to be ready until tomorrow. I'm not going to leave it out and defrost it because I'm not in a rush to eat the spaghettis. I'll eat that sucker tomorrow. And trying to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight. Maybe I'll just go to Mr. Taco. Ooh, go to Mr. Taco and get me a semita, which is a breaded chicken sandwich with lettuce and tomatoes, and they put guacamole on it, rice, beans. It's like a whole meal in a sandwich. It's literally a whole meal in a sandwich, and it's big too. Big sandwich for like eight with tax and everything. It's like 8 something, 850 something, 840 something, like under 850. Okay, you get a big ass sandwich, breaded chicken. Like it's. I'm gonna take a picture of it and then I'll show you guys later tonight. Like that sucker is huge. I have like thinking I'm gonna call him and then tell him, to cut my sandwich into four, like a club sandwich, like to cut into four because it's so fucking big. The sandwich is huge. It is. I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna show you guys. It's a really big sandwich, and yeah, I got some ideas that can help, like maybe the owner too. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. The ones that weren't here, thank you for not being here. And for those who are rewatching, thanks for rewatching. And I'll be on tonight at around 10 p.m. And I'll be on for a little bit, and we'll see what happens then, and we'll see where the storm is, and maybe we'll get to do some readings. So with that said, it's been a pleasure being on here, and gotta go get something to eat. So I'll catch you guys all on the flip side.